At the same price and the same positioning, car enthusiasts ask which is stronger between the Fengyun T1 and the Galaxy M9 and which one should be chosen. These two cars have similarities and also differences, but both have very high cost performance. Since car enthusiasts have asked, then we will still follow the principle of not being afraid of not knowing goods, but being afraid of comparing goods, and conduct a comprehensive analysis and comparison of the two cars to see which one has more advantage items, and finally tell everyone how they should choose. Those who want to see the answer directly can slide to the last 30 seconds. The specific execution of Trio Searching for People is the Fengyun T1 206 version 2.0 four-wheel drive Family Joy Edition. Its discounted price is 239,000 yuan, and the Galaxy M9 205 version 210-kilometer four-wheel drive Navigation Edition, its price is 238,000 yuan. The bare car price difference between the two is very small. In terms of positioning, although they are different, the size difference is really not big. The Fengyun T1 is positioned as a large SUV with a length of 5.205 meters and a wheelbase of 3.12 meters. The Galaxy M9 is positioned as a mid to large SUV with a length of 5.205 meters and a wheelbase of 3.03 meters. Apart from the wheelbase being 9 centimeters longer on the Fengyun T1, the other dimensions of the two cars are almost the same. Under the condition that both are 6-seaters, the riding space experience of each row is about the same. In terms of physical feeling, the Fengyun T1 is a bit more spacious, and its second row seats support left-right movement. In terms of configuration, the Galaxy M9 adds genuine leather seats and main seat side wing support, while the Fengyun T1 adds a second row right side zero neutral seat, main seat leg adjustment, rear seat wing elements, etc. From the richness of seat configuration, the Fengyun T1 is slightly higher. Although its space performance is also slightly larger, the increase is not very obvious. Let's talk about power systems, which are different. The Fengyun T1 is range extended. Its 1.5T engine has 156 horsepower and a maximum torque of 215 Newton-meters. It does not participate in driving and is only responsible for supplying power to the battery. The drive motors are 2 units at the front and rear, with a total power of 345 kilowatts and a total maximum torque of 634 Newton-meters, enabling a 0 to 100 km per hour acceleration of 5.4 seconds, and the top speed given is 180 km per hour. The Galaxy M9 is in a plug-in form. Its 1.5T engine can participate in direct drive with a maximum horsepower of 163 and a maximum torque of 25 Newton-meters. The gearbox adopts a 3-speed DAT, and the drive motors directly use 3 units, with total power reaching 520 kilowatts and total torque reaching 910 Newton-meters, 0 to 100 acceleration of 5.4 seconds, and a top speed of 210 kilometers per hour. In terms of power performance, the Galaxy M9 is definitely better. After all, the parameters are so much higher, and brute force flying bricks is bound not to be weak. First of all, it can be confirmed that for such a large SUV, everyone should try to choose the 4-wheel drive version. Single-motor rear-wheel drive for later driving, I personally do not really recommend. As for the specific driving experience, we will talk about it later. In terms of battery packs, the Fengyun T1 uses a 39.2 kilowatt-hour lithium iron phosphate, with the supplier being Guoshuan High-Tech. The CLTC pure electric range given is 200 kilometers, and the measured range can exceed 200 kilometers. The Galaxy M9's battery is 41.6 kilowatt-hours, also lithium iron phosphate, with the supplier being CATL. Its CRTC pure electric range is 210 kilometers, and the measured range can also exceed 200 kilometers. Note that both cars are talking about urban measured range. Fast charging is supported by both, and the fast charging speed is about the same. In terms of battery range and fast charging, the two cars can be considered a tie. Don't ask me which battery supplier of the two is better. For such an offending matter, everyone can ask AI themselves. In terms of chassis and suspension, both use front double wishbones and rear 5-link, both with CDC, but the air suspension is not quite the same. The Galaxy M9 supports optional air suspension, and the initial sales full transport version gifted air suspension. As for whether it is still being gifted now, the probability is that it is. The Fengyun T1 does not support air suspension. In terms of materials, the Galaxy M9's front double wishbones are aluminum alloy without a closed-end design. The front subframe is a full-frame steel structure. For the 4-wheel drive version with air suspension, the rear subframe is a square-shaped steel structure. In the 5-link suspension, the lower trailing arm is aluminum, aluminum, and the upper link is aluminum, while the other 3 links are steel. The front part of the Fengyun T1 is almost the same as the Galaxy M9, with fully aluminum double wishbones and a full-frame steel subframe. A better point is that its heat insulation tile coverage is relatively complete. The rear subframe of the Fengyun T1 is cast aluminum, which is somewhat more costly. In the rear 5-link suspension, the lower trailing arm is aluminum, and the other 4 rods are steel. The chassis structure of the 2 cars is almost the same, but in terms of materials, the Fengyun T1 is slightly better. The top-spec Galaxy M9 adds a dual-chamber air suspension, but it must be said that the materials used in these 2 cars are really fierce and very conscientious at the same price level. As for driving feel, it is not difficult to distinguish. In terms of power, there is no need to say more. 3 motors plus 3-speed DAT. If you often drive at high speed, this power combination will be very powerful. Whether it is later stage power reserve or initial launch, the Galaxy M9 performs better. In terms of chassis texture, the 2 cars have 2 styles. The Galaxy M9 focuses on retaining road feel, and although the car is very large, there is some sense of control, while the Fengyun T1 is just the opposite, focusing more on isolation and pursuing ultimate smoothness and quietness. The 2 cars are somewhat like the styles of Mercedes-Benz and BMW. Of course, the dual-motor Fengyun T1's power is also sufficient. One pursues comfort, the other has a bit of handling. How to choose depends on everyone. At this point, the core aspects of the 2 cars have been seen. Finally, let's take a look at their configurations. The Fengyun T1 has more rear windshield airbags, main driver knee airbags, roof luggage rails, active lane change, 12-volt power outlets, etc. than the Galaxy M9, while the Galaxy M9 has more in-car lifeform monitoring, narrow road assist, Motan intelligent suspension, tank turn, active avoidance, adaptive intake grill catch, inductive rearward door insure baggage compartment power outlet, etc. In terms of configuration richness, they are about the same and can be considered a tie. At the support level, both have 1 LiDAR. For cars at this price, there is no need to push the limits of assisted driving, just treat it as safety redundancy. At this point, the comparison of these 2 cars can end. Finally, as usual, let's make a summary. The advantages of the Galaxy M9 are 3-motor power that is better, slightly larger battery capacity, air suspension, adjustable chassis height, and clearer road feel. The advantages of the Fengyun T1 are better chassis materials, better comfort, higher seat configuration, and larger storage space. Other aspects, such as passenger space, power consumption, fuel consumption, and price are basically similar. Therefore, choosing between the 2 is actually not difficult. If you are focused on the top configurations of the 2 cars, then those pursuing power and handling should buy the Galaxy M9, while those pursuing comfort are more suitable for the Fengyun T1. As for the difference between range extended and plug-in hybrid, there is one, but it is really not very big. Plug-in hybrid is a bit better at high speed, and range extended is quieter in the city. My evaluation of the 2 cars is that both have very high cost performance, and choosing either will not be wrong. Just choose according to your own subjective feelings. This is the comparison result of the 2 cars. I strive to be comprehensive, fair, and objective. If there are any inappropriate points, please supplement and correct them, and if you agree, remember to like and follow.